Okay, so I wanted to just go through all of the different key cards. We're going to talk about the alternate arts. I'm going to go through them with the alternate arts because it's easier that way. And I think, yeah, Morpheus has done a really good job with like editing these to be in English. So we'll just talk about them very briefly. So first we have the Shanks rare. So he's not a super rare. Shanks rare, this is him, I think, after Marineford. Blocker on opponent's attack once per turn. You may discard one card from your hand up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters get minus 2000 power during this turn. So this is pretty good in terms of being able to reduce your opponent's attack. It's going to turn any of your cards in your hand into 2k counter. But not only that, it's very powerful against decks or characters that restand. So this beats the new Zoro leader that they just released. It beats the Rush SEC Luffy, and it beats any other of those kind of like restanding type characters or leaders. So very, very good in terms of being able to minus power for the turn. So that does make it a big upgrade over cards like Baccarat, which previously only gave that reduction for the battle. Then it's a 4/6 blocker, so that's a very premium stat line for a blocker as well, and it has red hair pirates type, so it's of course searchable by Uta. So pretty good. Shanks is a deck with a lot of bricks already, so I don't know if this fits in that, but it will be probably a pretty good card to put in your Rayleigh deck if you are intending on playing that. Next we have Boa Hancock, who is a Monkey D Luffy searcher. So it's a 2/3, no counter, which is a bit unfortunate, but 2/3 looks at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveals a Luffy or a red event card and adds it to your hand, and its secondary effect is activate main. You may trash this character to give up to 2 Rested Dawn cards to one of your leader or characters. So pretty good. It is essentially free because you do get to like trash it to give that 2 Dawn back. Not only that, it is a 3k power character, so with your Rayleigh leader you can use your leader effect on this Boa, and then after that swing with it and then trash the Boa to give that 2 Rested Dawn to one of your leader or characters. So that's a pretty good combo. Not only that, because the activate main is a cost, you trash the character and then any Dawn that's attached to the Boa can go to your Dawn area, so you will be able to like swing with your Boa for 7 and then return the Boa to trash and then swing with like your leader, for example, with that 2 Rested Dawn. So that's a pretty good combo. Next is Luffy. He is a 4/4, so he is buffable with your Rayleigh leader, and this card's effect is if you have 2 or more attached Dawn cards on the field, this character gains plus 2000 power. So that is on both turns, by the way. So this is essentially a 4/6, which is pretty good, assuming you have those 2 attached Dawn cards. And then on play, you may reveal 2 event cards from your hand, play up to 1 red character with a power of 3000 or less from your hand, then give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to your leader or one of your characters. Which means that if you have 5 Dawn, you can basically activate this character's effect already, make him a 6k power character, which is really good. Of course, you do need those 2 event cards, which is, in a Rayleigh deck, you should probably be running enough events to make that work. But if most of Rayleigh's support has this kind of like reveal event cards from your hand kind of play, just like Marco's blue Whitebeard Pirates kind of have that reveal 2 Whitebeard Pirate cards from your hand type of play, it will limit the deck building significantly. So I hope that that's not all of the support, but it's looking to be that way based off what we have initially. And those were the red SRs and R. So let's talk about the green. So this first one is the 8 cost 8k power Dracule Mihawk. Seems like a really powerful card. Look at him with his aura and his Yoru. So a blocker. So 8/8 blocker, really, really good. This is a stat line that is actually becoming quite common now. So first we had Aramaki, and then we had the purple Karakuri, and then now we have Mihawk. So that's the third one we have. We're looking to get one in yellow, black and red pretty soon, I guess. So on play, set up to 4 Rested Dawn cards as active, which is crazy, and then you may not play a character with an original cost of 7 or more during this turn, which is okay. I think it's a very valid like stipulation. If you were like not cheating any Dawn restands anyway, you would be able to only play a 6 cost, so it only really hurts if you already have like a Cavendish, a Smoker or something like that on your 10 Dawn turn when you play the Mihawk. So I think it's actually pretty okay. Like basically he is a 4 cost 8k blocker, which is actually crazy. So yeah, very powerful. I can foresee this being a very strong like 8 cost character in many green decks. I'm already cooking Yamato with this specific card as well. I think it's gonna be very strong. Alright. Not just this card, but of course some of the other support that's coming out, and we'll talk about that in a bit as well. Okay, next we have Tashigi. She's a 5 cost 7k, so matches with the previous set's Smoker card stat line. This art's by Peach Momoko, by the way. Big fan of her work now, ever since Marvel Rivals. On play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with an original cost of 6 or less. Then give up to 3 Rested Dawn cards to your Roronoa Zoro leader. So this has the East Blue typing, which is pretty interesting. I think this is because this art is from like Loketown when they first meet, so it is technically East Blue. But yeah, I was pretty surprised to see that this was East Blue searchable. Notably, this only works with Zoro leader in terms of like the 3 Rested Dawn. So I think it would have been nice if they gave this to Smoker too. I don't think it would have been super broken to give this to Smoker. So yeah, no, I mean it's a small loss, but still okay. This is actually very strong for the Zoro leader, because that means this is effectively a 2 cost character. Like you're able to play this and then swing 8k into one of your opponent's characters, and then you can swing 8k into your opponent's face. So very powerful. Could be very strong for the Zoro. And not only that, I think it's also really good for like lethal turns, because this is basically a 2 cost rest 6k 6 cost character. So that's very strong as well. Next card we have is Perona. If your leader has the slash attribute, look at the top 5 cards of your deck and review up to 1 slash attribute card or up to 1 green event card and put it in your hand. Then place the rest to the bottom of your deck in any order. So this is actually really good. This searches any slash attribute card, which is a lot of them, by the way. Like, so this searches like all the Wano cards, all the Zoro cards, all the Law cards, like Cavendish as well. I believe Holy Jones. I need to double check. I need to fact check myself on this. Holy Jones is in fact not slash, unfortunately. But yeah, it searches for a lot of good cards, and I think one of the most funny things is that this is red green law support. It searches every single law card and every single Zoro card, and it also searches Cavendish. So that is like fantastic support for red green law. Whether or not that is a good thing or not is a different issue, but it's also some good support for Arlong, because Arlong is all the Arlongs are slash type. Arlong himself is, of course, is slash type. It also search Kikunojo, which is slash type, and a lot of the good like trigger cards like S-Hawk are also slash type. So this is a really good searcher for not only the Zoro but also the Arlong, but also the red green law, and it's also a pretty good searcher for green yellow law. So yeah, it's a pretty good card. It's very good support. I like that it's leader locked, but it actually does give a lot of support to many previous leaders, while not buffing like leaders like Bonnie, which is already very good. So yeah, I like this a lot. Okay, next we have a super long name, Demonic Aura 9 Sword style Ashura Dead Man's Game. I'm not going to be saying the full name of this card ever. Main, you may rest 3 of your Dawn cards, rest up to 2 of your opponent's characters or Dawn cards. So this is really good. It is Holy Jones on an event card, and then counter up to 1 of your leader gains plus 3000 power during this battle. So it is one of those like Divine Departure style event cards where it has a main effect and it has a counter effect, which is a very nice trend that I like that they're doing now. They actually released another green one last set already, which was just rest, I think, 1 Dawn to rest a 5 cost character. I need to fact check myself on that one. Yeah, it was rest 1 Dawn to rest a 5 cost character. So the previous one was pay 2 to rest a 5 cost, and this one is pay 4 to rest 2 characters or Dawn. So I think this is a very clear upgrade. The other one is much more searchable, of course, but this one is I think just significantly better in terms of the effect. It's still searchable because it's Straw Hat Crew, so that's really good still. And I foresee this being a very big buff to green decks in general. They will love being able to have this more flexible card on top of Holy Jones. So I don't think it replaces Holy Jones. I think it's a supplement to Holy Jones, and it will make lethal turns much scarier against green decks. Next we have Kuzan. This art, sick by the way. Akira Egawa never fucking misses. 6 cost 8k Kuzan. If you have 5 or more cards in your hand, this character gains +1 cost. So he's 7 cost, which is nice. It's always good to have like higher costs to deal with removal. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, and up to 1 of your opponent's characters cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. So pretty good. Just locks a character card that your opponent has. I mean, this is very like Ice Age worthy, so it's a very Kuzan card, which I like. It being able to trash 1 card means that your leader Kuzan will allow you to draw that card back, which is also nice. So like no real complaints about this effect. It is a bit underwhelming. I think it could have done a little bit more, kind of like Boa Hancock, the 6 cost Boa Hancock. But I think since this is like technically free, it is slightly better than Boa Hancock, and it's also R only, like whereas Hancock is a SR. So I guess can't really expect much. Next is Garp. So we have the student, now we have the master. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, play up to 1 blue navy character card with a power of 8,000 or less, other than Monkey D. Guard from your hand. So this is really strong. It's Jinbei, but like big basically. And it's also free because you trash 1 card and you draw 1 card back. So that's good. And not only that, you will be able to play the Kuzan that we just saw, and we'll also be able to play any other like big boy navy cards, notably the 7 cost Borsalino, and also the Kuzan that we saw earlier, and also Aramaki. So all of these are pretty decent options for this Garp card to play for you. And then now we have the Sanji support, which is this Booth Burst from when he was beating the shit out of Queen. If your leader is multicolored, choose 1, return up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less to the owner's hand. So it is a Brick Fist. And if you have 6 or less cards in your hand, draw 2 cards. So it is a Pilaf. So it having either of these effects is not bad. It being able to bounce a 4-cost character is, I guess, not as good as Brick Fist, but it does have the ability, like because you're playing Sanji leader, you can use this for -1 instead of paying 3, so that's really cheap blocker removal. So against Sanji, you will have to worry about like Usohachi into this, and that can like be very strong lethal wise. But again, yeah, I think they need to show like more powerful events, and as always, like event heavy decks are not very reliable because then you just don't have characters to play down, and that's very weak. So we will have to see with Sanji whether or not it is a viable deck at the end. Now for purple support, we do have this Reiju, which is really good because it is a Reiju card, which is a 4/5 blocker, and it has counter as well, so it's really good. So this is great like Reiju support. It's supposed to be Sanji support because if your trash has 4 or more events, this character gains +2,000 power and 5 cost, so it becomes a 9 cost 7k blocker, which is like very strong, of course. But like I don't know, I don't think having 4 or more events in trash is going to be very common. I will foresee myself putting this in my Reiju deck because it's a blocker that you can play off of the judge or of your baby Reiju, and a lot of the times that deck, its main weakness is not having enough blockers, so having this additional option is really good. Next we have Sanji from Alabasta. So he's Alabasta type notably, so he's actually searchable off of like fucking what's his face, Igaram from OP4. Yeah, but in like a red purple deck, I don't know which red purple deck you're playing that would want to play this card. This character gains +1,000 power for every 5 events in your trash, and then if this character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effects, you may return 1 Dawn card to your Dawn deck instead. So it is Burgess but shittier, like very significantly shittier. It only gains power off of events. It needs 5 events to gain 1k. It is a 3/5. It has no counter. And the removal, instead of being like just not being able to be removed, you have to lose Dawn. So yeah, this card is very interesting. Like I get that Burgess is overtuned, but they really undertuned this card to respond to it, I think. Okay, next is Law. So 7 cost 8k Law. On play, if the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal to or less than the number on your opponent's field, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck active. Then your Don Quixote, Rosinante, and your Heart Pirates type characters gain plus 1000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. So really, really good. This is what 8 cost Uta wishes it was. It's really powerful because it lets you not only re-ramp 1 Dawn, so you can use that for defense, you can use it for offense, of course, but it also gives your leader plus 1k, so you'll become a 6k leader, which is really nice, and you also make all of your Heart Pirates characters gain 1k, so assuming that let's say you're playing this on your 6 Dawn turn, right, so you went Searchers, 4 cost Law, then Dawn -1, 7 cost Law, your your 4 cost Law and your leader get to swing for extra, and then every consecutive 7 cost Law you play after is like even stronger as well. So it is a very, very powerful card. I think this is really, really good, and it's like, notably, this isn't leader locked. Like, of course, it doesn't buff your other leaders, it only buffs your leader, like Rosinante leader, but it's not a leader lock card, so you can also play it in like funnily enough, you can also play it in the promo Red Purple Law or any other Red Purple deck where you may play a lot of Heart Pirates types card, or any other purple deck, sorry, where you may play a lot of Heart Pirates types cards. I used to have a funny green purple Heart Pirates Doflamingo where you would play Beppo and then restand the Beppo, and then that would be how you flood the board. So I love to try as much as it feels very antithetical, but I would love to try playing that with this card. I think it would be really funny. I think this is a really good buff for the Rosinante deck. I think that gives it a lot of potential. And notably, this is Dressrosa Heart Pirate Supernova, so it's triple searchable if you're ever playing it in any other deck other than Rosinante. But yeah, I think it has a lot of potential. I'm really looking forward to trying this Rosinante deck. And now we have Koala, and we have both the black and yellow support after this, I think. So first is this Koala Searcher. If your leader has the Revel Army type, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, and you can search Nico, Robin, or Revel Army, which is pretty cool. Sorry, Nico, Robin, or Revel Army other than Koala, and add it to your hand. So pretty cool. Koala does need some trash filling, because we will see her support later. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good searcher. Nothing much to write home about. Then we have this 6 cost Robin. If your leader is Koala or Luffy, this character gains blocker and plus 3 cost, so she's a 9 cost blocker, which is great. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand. If your opponent has 5 or more cards in their hand, your opponent trashes 2 cards from their hand. So insane like hand destruction. Trash 1 card and then your opponent trashes 2 cards. Worth. Very, very worth. And like, I think it doesn't sound that scary on paper, but when you think about it, if you go from 5 hand to 3 hand, it is so painful. And although your opponent gets to choose, like, wow, it's still very, very, very scary. And not only that, you can imagine, like, the previous turn, you can play a Perona, force your opponent to trash 1, and then you play this Robin, your opponent trashes 2 more. Like, oh my gosh. How? Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. Next is Monkey D. Dragon. 8 cost 8k power. On play, you may place 3 Revel Army type cards from your trash at the bottom of your deck in any order. If your leader has the Revel Army type, play up to 1 character card with a cost of 6 or less from your trash. So this is Moria. It's new Moria, but slightly more balanced. 2 things. First of all is 8k power instead of 9k, which Moria should have been from the fucking beginning. Secondly, it has a cost, so you have to place Revel Army type cards at the bottom of your deck, which means subsequent dragons will also be harder to play down because you will have less cards in your trash to pay for the cost. Thirdly, it's leader locked. Fourthly, it only plays 1 character, so it is significantly more balanced than Moria. However, it is going to be a very, very powerful card. This, of course, is also locked to Revel Army, but that means not only this Koala deck, but also Red Black Sabo will be able to play this play this card, which is interesting. I wonder if that will make it more viable. I doubt so, but I think it will. But yeah, I think this makes Koala seem very, very powerful. It does have like right off the top of my head, the 5-cost Sabo blocker as an option. So you can play this into Sabo blocker, and that will, for one, let you refill your trash again with 2 more cards, and for 2, it will protect this dragon from being removed, which is really good as well. Not only that, the next card that we're going to talk about like later in the yellow section will be playable off of this, and that card is really, really strong. So before that, we have Shirahoshi. This art's really cute. Look at Luffy. Look at Luffy on top of Megalo. He's so small. He's so cute. Alright, so 2 costs, 0 power, as Shirahoshi tends to have. If one of your characters with an original cost of 6 or less would be removed from the field by an opponent's effect, you may turn the top card of your life face up instead. So this is Shirahoshi support, I guess. Not only that, I think it's also green-yellow law support. I think it could be pretty good in that deck as well. A majority of the cards are 5 costs or lower, so that could be pretty good. Secondary effect, opponent's turn. If you have no other Shirahoshi characters with an original cost of 2 exactly, your Sea King type characters gain plus 2000 power. So like clearly Shirahoshi support gives your Sea King characters Moby Dick on your opponent's turn, so they become much harder to remove by combat, and they're also not removable by effects. So this is a really, really strong card for the Shirahoshi leader. I think will definitely be a staple. Very, very important card for Shirahoshi to find. Very strong. Really excited for this. Okay, next we have the Rosinante Searcher. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, review a law, and then add it to your hand. The rest go to the bottom. It's a Searcher. Not much we can say about it, but yeah, I think it's pretty like on brand for the law deck. I think that deck will probably run this Searcher and maybe the Luffy Searcher, because that hits supernovas, and that's pretty good. So yeah. Okay, next we have Bonnie. She is the first secret rare for the set. 5/6 1k power, same as the last Bonnie card we have, but this one is a blocker, and then on play, if you have 8 or more rested cards, draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand. So she is the queen for green, and then send up to 1 of your Dawn cards active as well. So pretty good. Effectively a 4-cost blocker and also queen. So yeah, very, very powerful for sure, deserving of that SEC slot. Will be pretty good support for the Zoro leader as well as any other green leader in general. Like almost every green leader would be very, very happy to see this card. Yeah, we've been saying that green needs a queen for very long. They've already made one for basically every other color. I think except black. Black doesn't have a net neutral one. They only have Sabo, but I mean Sabo is pretty busted anyway. So yeah, well, now we have a queen in every color, so that's great. And she's also the manga for this set. Fantastic manga. Look at the panels in the background, including the very important spoiler in the bottom left, which I won't talk too much about. But yeah, really, really love the choice of manga for this. I think Bonnie has been getting a lot of time to shine in the anime recently, and yeah, she's a great character. She deserves it. And lastly, of course, we have Moni. So we have Kuma, 6 cost, 7k power, yellow card, our second SEC. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, add the top card of your deck to the top of your life cards. Then this character gains plus 2 cost until the end of your opponent's next turn. So it becomes 8 cost. Insane. Heal 1 for only paying 1 is really, really good. Because that essentially means like you added 1 of your hand cards to your life, and then I mean if they hit you, then you just take the card back, so you essentially like it's free, right? So really, really good. But not only that, on your opponent's turn, on KO, add the top card of your deck to the top of your life, so it lets you heal 1 more time if they try to kill it, and that's really, really good as well. Notably in the meta, for blue purple Luffy, they will be able to remove it by adding it to your life instead, so that won't be affected that much. But for other like decks that are like removal based, then it will still be able to get that value. Not only that, because this is a Revolutionary Army type card, this is very, very good. It will be playable off of that 8-cost dragon that we saw earlier, and being able to play this and then later it gets KO'd, you get to heal one more, and then you play dragon, and then that brings this guy back, then you get to heal one more. So it's very, very powerful. I think Koala has a lot of potential now. But not only that, because this card is generic, I think this is just going to be the next yellow katakuri. It's going to be a staple. It is very, very, very powerful. 6 cost 7k, like premium stat line, and 1k counter. Insane. 1k counter on this card is crazy, because healing cards in general have been known to be like bricks. That's why they are like tough to use. Like you can't use too many of them. But NL is gonna love this card. Not only that, this is 7 Warlords of the Sea searchable, by the way. So this means like if you are playing a blue-yellow deck like Nami, you are going to be able to use Kuma. You're going to be able to use Sengoku to find this card. So really, really good. And then Revel Army. So red yellow, you can use this in Bello Betty. Like you can search this off of your Bello Betty searcher for any red yellow decks as well. So yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I'm very impressed with this card. I think it's very, very strong. And because of the fact that they printed this, and they printed Dragon, and they printed Robin, I think Koala is very like primed to be one of the best decks in OP12. And I think, of course, the next one that is going to be very powerful looking is the Rosinante deck as well. I think both of these decks have insane potential for OP12, and I'm very, very excited to get my hands on these cards. For a while, I mean, OP11 has been super stale with the blue purple Luffy and green purple Luffy meta, but I think I hope this deck will be able to shake things up. Of course, I hope it's not going to be tier 0, but I think it looks very, very powerful. I won't overhype it or anything, but yeah, I'm excited to play it. I'm excited to get my hands on it, and we'll see how it goes. That being said, that was the OP12 cards, friendos and randos. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me yap about it for however long. Thank you, and I will see you guys again next time. Peace out. Bye bye.